hello. Happy Sunday to all of you. Just a bit over the halfway points. Turn off my Bluetooth here. See who comes in this morning. Hoping we're not going to see any horrific accidents today. Happy Sunday. Notice if I flip that twice, it tightens up the view there. That's nice. So welcome to you. Hello, was that Sarah? Hello, Shemay. Happy Sunday to you. I hope everybody is well. Rolling up Interstate 5. We got the weather front ahead of us, so it's going to be from nice weather to pretty nasty weather here. Hello, Ginger. Las Vegas was tremendous. So good. I mean, it was cold, but it was good. How you doing, Lucy? You know, it was chilly. Look at me, man. I came prepared. I had my surveyor's jacket. I had everything to keep nice and warm. So I'm about 300 miles out. Something like that. 300 down. Hi, Judy. How are you? 300 down, 300 to go today. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine because I might not see it for a week after today, and it's going to get real busy. You guys know I got Diane C coming up. I got to squeeze in some work tomorrow morning. Barely have time to run out of work and showered up, pick up Diane, go shopping, do everything that we need to do. Hello, Robin. How are you? Rockin' Robin with the bunny buns. You've caught my eye, Robin. You have caught my eye. So I hope everybody's having a good Sunday and is having a good weekend. What made you bought champion shirt today? Nice. What made Vegas particularly nice this time was the crowd has become better. I was talking about this last night. I was trying to put my finger on why the experience was better. And until this visit last year and a half that I went, I always felt like there's a good chance of getting my ass kicked if I'm live streaming, right? You guys saw last year some little dope walked past me, turned around, took his hand, and swatted my phone out of my hand and knocked it to the ground, and then suffered the humiliation of instant karma as he was obviously drunk. He lost his footing going backwards and he slammed himself into a railing and went down on a concrete mat. Instant karma. But the point was made. How you doing, everybody? The point was made that it was a time you really had to watch yourself, because particularly there weren't people flying into LA. I mean, there weren't people flying into Vegas. This was all like the low-life LA crowd that was coming in. And it got bad. It was like gangbanger central. And, you know, they put the prices back up on the hotels and places. And things definitely changed for the better. Made it much more enjoyable trip. More peaceful. Security was more relaxed. You received your merch. Oh, I hope you like it. Okay, great. Boy, the merch came fast, huh? That's awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, the merch is there now. It's on sale. And it became a good experience. So different than the last year and a half when I thought, oh man, this place is going down the toilet. You had people having riots in the Encore and the Wynn Hotel Vegas, right? Unreal. Judy, good to see you today. But with the surge of people wanting to travel again, we had a nice crowd coming. Now, are things as crowded as they were in the early 2020? The answer is no. I can tell that the pandemic money, the stimulus money has begun to fade away. And I noticed that it surely wasn't as crowded as at the restaurants and things like that. So I had a great trip just for that reason alone, because you guys have to remember, I traveled right through the pandemic. I saw Vegas at its peak in March of 2020, and I saw it at its worst in May, June of 2020, when it was terrible. Nobody was there. Now I have to say I got a good vibe again, so it made it fun. Yeah, I stayed in the shithole. Okay. All right. How you doing, Brenda? Yeah, it was shitty. I didn't have any hot water. You know, it doesn't even have a thermostat. You don't even know if you turn the thing to low, and you don't even know if you're going to get air conditioning come on. And I went through 21-degree temperature this morning at the desert. I was on the road at 6 o'clock. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Jason. Yeah, I'll be live again this afternoon. Once I get showered up, I get some laundry and get caught up with Bird. Check the mail. So I got to enjoy our time before it becomes our time. You know, we include Diane in the thing. Because, you know, she wants to be front and center, and that's cool. People come up to the rancho, it's all about the guests that come to the rancho. Okay? If you guys haven't hit the thumbs up button, can I please ask you to take a second and just hit the thumbs up button? It's a good message I'm putting out today. It's a happy message. Got the feeling my old Vegas is back. Walking around Fremont Street, people look happy. People didn't look like they were going to try to knock your block off there. And that was a wonderful, wonderful, excellent feeling. Because that town can be scary as hell when you think about it. That town can be like, ooh, off the chain. Traffic moved good. I was able to pick up some ammunition for the bosses. Everything clicked into place. I got some sauerkraut. Tonight I'll probably have some sauerkraut, some sauce. I don't know. I stayed on my keto diet. Definitely stayed on my keto diet. Very proud of myself. I didn't even have a free donut that they gave away when I was down. Went to do a little video of the donut shop and all that. And I guess it was so nice, the woman's like, you know, we'll give you 2 free donuts besides one you bought to Mr. Z. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Lamar Jackson carted off the field. Well, Jason, I don't know what the score is, but I actually think the backup quarterback is immensely capable of carrying the Ravens, okay? He already proved that against the Minnesota Vikings, okay? Or whoever the hell they beat. Against the Chicago Bears, when he engineered a brilliant last-minute drive down the field. So, I can't think of his name right now, but he has the potential to just be as good or better because he has a better throwing arm than Lamar Jackson. So I don't know what the score is, but I don't cry a tear if Jackson's going to be out the rest of the game. We may have a new star emerging. I don't know. It's been amazing to me that the Ravens has gotten as far as they've gotten because half their starting team was injured before the season even began. And they're still one of the most feared teams in football. Okay? Imagine if they were firing on all cylinders, right? Yeah, really good experience. Really good. I'm looking forward to seeing Bird. I'm looking forward to having Christmas on the Rancho. I confirmed to Janet who's coming. Looks like it's going to be Bobby. Looks like it's going to be me. Looks like it's going to be Blackbird. And it looks like it's going to be Mr. Z. Monkey Boy has too much work. Too much running his business to take the time off. For Mr. Z, this will be his first time off the crane since the unfortunate passing of his wife in May. So it'll be good on him to take a break. He had a great time in Vegas. He always says it's nice to just talk to you. You know, you don't, my day to day, losing a spouse is very difficult. And it sure is nice to be able to sit down and just talk with somebody. Can't talk to people at work, right? Not a real religious person, right? So I was happy. I accomplished my mission. I did exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that Mr. Z was rolling along pretty good and to do a wellness check on Las Vegas again. And I was happy for that. I'll give you guys a little bit of a road view. Clean sheets, just a place to sleep. Yeah, sort through your walk through closet, the closet of doom. Yeah, we've got a little bit of the sky of doom brewing up here. A little bit of a sky of doom, just to give you a look. Yeah, I know a big storm's coming. I know, honey. How you doing today, quirky girl? Happy Sunday. As we roll up one of America's great north-south interstates, Interstate 5. Hello, Lunar. I know we got miserable weather coming in. I got to be up here, make sure the tree, you know, it's not Blackbird's responsibility, it's my responsibility. To make sure we're all lashed down and ready. I got Diane C coming in tomorrow. I'm going to really ramp it up with a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of stuff. Right. So I'm enjoying with you guys the sunshine right now before this fades away. We're about 200 miles out of the Bay Area, south of the Bay Area. And I just want to absorb all this sunshine before we go into the muck here today. Yeah, will I be live this afternoon? Yes, I will. Will I be cooking something tonight? Yeah, I'll be in Kitchen Stadium tonight. Will we be out shooting a bit? Yeah, because we should see a little more sights as we get closer to Christmas. What's today, the 13th? Tomorrow's the boss's birthday. And for once, the boss is super happy. Right? Happy as hell. Why? Because I was able to score some out. Weather looks good anyway. The weather's good right here. I'd say we're about I'm going to guess about 100 miles before we get underneath of the leading edge of this front, coming from the north to the south. So, but it's California. Thank you, Brenda. You are a sweetheart. Thank you, sweetie. Not sure if that's up or not, but thank you, honey. Make sure my volume's turned up. There we go. Thank you so much, honey. I'll pay some of the gasoline. I appreciate that. Very sweet of you. So I'm happy to be going back to the Rancho. I always am. keeping an eye on the state of the pandemic. How you doing, Truth? Once again, it seems to be accelerating all this stuff, so it's just, if you let it, it kind of wants to bring you down, but you got to rise above it. Great weekend. Yeah, thank you, Todd. The weekend was just, 3 days is perfect. You get there Thursday afternoon, and you leave early Sunday morning. Sometimes Monday if I got too much going on tomorrow. I can't afford to come back tomorrow and be crushed in trying to get shit all ready at the rancho from the IMC. She's coming in tomorrow evening and she's leaving Thursday evening, so I have to make sure that she's entertained, having a good time. We do have a weather situation. I told her to bring some rain gear so that we can still enjoy a little bit. I don't think she's really used to the cold like I am. Wow, Cindy, thank you, sweetie. Super sticker from Cindy. Isn't that sweet? Wow, thank you very much, honey. And I do love your Christmas display. Just saying. I'm lucky enough Cindy sends me all of her beautiful pictures of what's going on in her house. She's got a beautiful place up in the beautiful town of Windsor there. Thank you, honey. That's so incredibly kind. So incredibly kind of you. Thank you. You guys have been great supporters. You really helped with the cost of Vegas thing, and I'm happy for that. I'm not here to angle for money, but I am here to say thank you. There was a lot of kindness, and it was very appreciated on the trip. Also, our sponsor. Yeah, I got a lot of feedback. Your sponsor, the person who arranged the hotel was trolling you guys. No. Since Tony Hsieh died, all of Tony Hsieh's hotel holdings in Las Vegas are in flux. Somebody was telling me they got sold to another group. A lot of these places are falling down. The hot water doesn't work. Damn paint's coming off the walls. There's some kind of joy juice all over the light fixtures. And, you don't even want to think about what's on the floor or right now. But it wasn't a troll. It's not somebody saying, hey, we're just messing with you guys down there. And it's a very kind person. And I'm very appreciative of that, because now is not the cheapest time to be in Vegas. Okay? Let me tell you, with the pandemic letting up, they tightened up all the casino machines like crazy. Okay? Nobody's winning anything down there, because the casinos need every damn penny. Because all their shit in China is starting to go bad. As China starts to regress to pure communism. So it's a tough time for them. It's not a time you want to gamble in Vegas. Unless it's playing poker, sports poker stuff. You're not going to win anything on the machines. They need all that money. How you doing, Rio? Will you stream tonight? I will stream tonight. Driving for me is a pleasure. It's not mentally and physically taxing. Today's ride home will be 620 miles. Of which we've now completed about 60% of that drive at this point in time. I will get home, I'll throw some laundry in, I'll get caught up with Bird, I'll check my mail, and I want to go out, I want to have Christmas, I want to be out there on the streets with you guys, even if it's raining. I'm ready, I got the gear. I want to at least drive around. I want this to make a really good Christmas. Yeah, I like to get on the road early. I got up at 5:30 and I was on the road, had my coffee in hand from the ghetto 7-Eleven at 6 a.m. Nobody was around. It was a joy. got my coffee, got on the road. They're like, oh, you get a free muffin. Now I don't eat much, you guys know, and I'm going to do my video tomorrow morning. I'm going to, you know, pop into my leotard or something, show you guys how my weight loss is coming along. I'm proud of it. I didn't break, I bent a little. Thank you, Todd. Little something to put away for the next adventure. Well, isn't that awesome of you? Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Todd. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. It was spectacular to me. It was great. Thank you very much, Todd. And thumbs up are very appreciated. I'm really grateful for that. I don't waste money. I don't throw money away. I don't treat myself to the high life. Number one, I'm not wired that way. Luxury and me there's no concept of that. I don't appreciate it. It's lost on me. Right? But I am grateful and I am thankful for that. And, you know, people have been really kind to me. And I like that. I'm very appreciative of that. So, but they gave me a free muffin at 7-Eleven with the 7-Eleven app. If you guys don't have it, you should use it. You should accumulate points. 7-Eleven is a mainstay for me. You know, I was there this morning. I'll be there tonight, getting my evening coffee. And it's wonderful. It's like, oh, you get any size coffee, you get a free muffin because you got your 7-Eleven. And I looked at the calories and stuff, and the blueberry muffin was only 300 calories, and I grabbed that. So that's really been my first real treat since I can even remember. Oh, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you men and women that are out there and follow me. And I'm very happy. So tonight we're right on out. I got to do the same thing. I missed some Christmas and I'm hoping we get a few more decorations up on the tree. You know, I'm excited. I want Diane to help in. She's going to be doing some Jewish cooking and some other things there, and that's going to be cool. I'm going to be on a total vegetarian diet, plus no carbs, so it's going to be challenging. I think tomorrow night we're going to go to Amy's Kitchen, pick up some food, and bring it back to the rancho. It'll be Amy's vegetarian, veggie burgers and all that kind of stuff. So, to me, it's going to be challenging, but it'll be fun. Right? Would the boss ever do it? No, because he calls vegetarian food crap. It's crap. Calls it crap. Are you kidding me? I was in a nursing home on Thanksgiving night cooking, and a woman was 91 or 92 years old from Jamaica, and she had not eaten meat since 1962. Her mind was sharp. We're singing karaoke. I still got to show you the picture of this. Right? She's kind of looking at me, she's like trying to figure out, you look like a gal, you know, but she was cool. She rolled over it, right? It wasn't a big speed bump. I'm always good till I open my mouth, and then it's like... But her mind was so sharp, and I'm thinking to myself, man, you stopped eating meat when John F. Kennedy was still president. When I was 4 years old, you stopped eating meat. The only thing she had was a physical limitation because I believe she had gotten run over by a car, her leg. And her daughter, who was in her late 60s, early 70s, was physically unable to care for her. Such wonderful stories, wonderful spirit, and I marveled. She had beans and rice, her own preparation of beans and rice that she actually came into the kitchen and in her wheelchair would occasionally stand up, taste it, no, this needs more of this needs more of that. She was amazing. So there's something, it's not crap. There's something to it. You know, all the processed vegetarian food is, I agree with that too. It's become corporatized. something to that too, Welsh. I agree with you 1,000%. But I just finished an apple and I had some nuts. And I feel like those are intelligent choices this morning. I'm good to go till we eat tonight. But it made an impression on me. Now I do have to also, there's some unfortunate business. There's some bad stuff been going on YouTube too. I don't keep my head in the sand. People text me, write me. I have to just reach out verbally to my friend Pansy in Florida, who was, I don't know if it was really, the cop showed up, the sheriffs, in force. I guess we'll call it a SWAT. Because somebody had phoned in a murderer, somebody was being held hostage. You never know in that type of situation what the mind of the police is. Especially when you're out in a country county where there's not a lot of population base and they're not used to dealing with these situations. Sheriff's office, the deputies show up, and they're a little nervous. This is a little off the usual beaten path. Jesse's tractor ran off the road, and Jesse was drunk or whatever. Okay, this is the real deal, and it was obviously very disconcerting to her. Occurred, and I just wanted to reach out and tell her I'm really sorry that happened. Been there, done that. That got sent to prison. Well, I've sent 2 people to prison and swatted I was one of multiple people that they did back in 2019, and I worked with the Eastern District Court located in Virginia. And after 2 years, they're finally serving their time in jail. When people tell you you can't be traced, it can't be nonsense. No phone, as it was told to me by the FBI, no phone in the United States is ever sold without having benefit of knowing, unknowingly to the person who bought it, exactly who it is. And with advanced photo recognition. And there's a lot of ways that they can tell. That's not the point of my thing. I just felt very bad. And then the guy that Pansy's taken care of, called Al, suffered chest pains, had to be rushed to the emergency room last night. He rest in peace. And Rice. And God be with, hello Rupert, God be with those who have endured devastating weather. And we might have some of it here. Won't be tornadoes, but we get the bad flooding atmospheric river. But it's nothing on the scale unless we have an earthquake, and it's on the scale. Or fire. Certainly our hearts and prayers are for those who are in those affected states. And I heard that the weather continues as that front moves its way eastern. So please be careful. Please be careful if you live in those areas, those paths, and those places. Because you never know. And I think the terrible thing that happened, the worst thing that I think tornadoes can be some of the absolute worst thing, especially when they happen at night because you cannot see them. And you have the horror of hearing something that has the energy of 100 nuclear bombs that's twirling within miles of where you are. And you don't know if your home is in the path, if you're going to be spared. Let's face it, it's holiday season. The last thing anybody's thinking about in December is a damn tornado. So people were pretty ill-equipped, and I don't think that a lot of people were able to get to shelter. And those poor people that worked in that Amazon distribution center, it's not built to withstand hurricane force winds that suck the air out, lower the pressure, literally implode the whole structure down. Not explode, implode. Crumple upon itself from the inside. Terrible situation. Terrible situation. Afraid of trees. You got to be wary of hail. There's been hail that's falling around the world the size of softballs. 6-pound stones. If one of them hits you, yeah, nobody expects a tornado like that, truth, in December. It's almost unheard of. Unless you have a violent cold front that's clashing with warm air or vice versa. And you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time where those two things meet. Terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So again, my thoughts and prayers are for those who are affected. And again, Pansy, I'm very sorry about what happened last night. You're certainly one of the friendliest and nicest people on YouTube. You have your own lifestyle. It's not everybody's lifestyle. But it does not negate the fact that you're a nice person and have been a kind person on YouTube, and you've been a good friend to me. And I look forward to meeting you down in Florida. But it's just the times we live in. People are losing their sense of bearings, right and wrong. I've had people send me clips of, all this stuff that's been going on with the Summer Wells case and all this kind of stuff, and there's nothing I can say about it. But the thing that amazes me is how people can delude themselves and others into, thinking that it's a good thing that they're doing. When to any thinking and person with a moral compass, there's nothing that anyone's going to do from YouTube that's going to make a whit of difference in bringing that poor girl back, or the other 10,000 people that go missing in the United States every day. But to now, do I go there or I don't go there? Because it's not my thing. I do occasional try. I have an interest in true crime. I've done those stories before. I think some of them are fascinating. Well, thank God you survived, Brent. It's just the state of YouTube is bad in a lot of different ways. We're swatting and people injecting themselves into ongoing missing, kidnapping, and murders and things. It's just something I never thought I would see in my life. It's just like, and that's because of the lure of YouTube and the lure of social media and the lure of building. It's just, you're building something, but you're building on rotten stone. Right? At the end of it all, you don't good barrel. You built a structure that's built on delusion, self-delusion, and not a very good human spirit. And I've just seen this over the last 2 years, just really, how you doing, Joni, really take over YouTube. I remember one time somebody asked me a really good question. I don't know who it was. And the question that they asked me that strikes right to the heart of the matter of what you do on a daily, and what this person asked me. I'm trying to think, it was great. I want to think of who in the hell asked me. Maybe it was Robert Wilbur. Maybe it was Bobby. I want to take a second and try to remember who asked the most poignant, soul-searching question of my whole YouTube career, which is going to be 8 years completed this year. I'd love to remember who it is. I can't at this moment. But this person asked me, if there wasn't social media, if there wasn't YouTube, would you do what you do today? Would you live your life the same way? And I thought, wow, what a question. How would I be different? Obviously, I wouldn't be wearing a bikini every day in real life, and maybe I might. But I had to come to the conclusion for myself, yeah, I would be pretty much, hello, Julie. I'm glad you're enjoying Israel. I met somebody spent time in Israel. I concluded myself that I would be living basically the same life I'm living today. Same life I'm living today. I think anybody that's on YouTube is controversial, under the microscope, really has to ask themselves, would I do the things that I do if I was not on YouTube? Would I still have the same conviction about true crime? About whatever I do? Would it still be the same? Or do I do it because of social media? As I said before, this is the most critical question. Well, thank you, Julie. This is the most critical question that I think anybody has to ask themselves is, how much do they change themselves for social media? How much do we sell out of ourselves for social media? Would we do the same things on a daily? Would we get on a plane and interject ourselves into a potential crime situation or a kidnapping situation if there was no social media? Would we still feel as strongly? Would our sense of moral outrage still be as strong if there were no such thing as money or views? Subs? That was a hell of a question. And I had to think long and hard and think about myself and my situation. Because I don't do controversials. I am controversial. That was a damn good question. And I don't know whether you guys agree or disagree. But I think we all come to YouTube with a certain sense of innocence, and then over time we get caught in this mill, this grinder of, well, let's face it, a lot of us we've grown up with, in a capitalist system. We have a drive, we want to do better, we're competitive. Americans are competitive, right? We want to do better than the next person. to do great things, whether it's in beauty competitions, Olympics, professional sports, preaching, right? Sewing, quilting, public speaking, politics. We have that competitive drive. There's one big difference between real life and social media, and that's that real life, we don't have a chance to leverage ourselves into a massive audience. Social media, you're able to lever yourself to a bigger audience, and therein lies the danger. There's the thing, the leverage and power of social media and how damaging. Perfect case in point, Elvis Travels, right? When he saw what we accomplished raising money for Amanda May back in 2015, I'm sorry, I'm not really watching the side chat right now, so I want to keep my thoughts clear, because a couple of people asked me what I thought about what's going on, and I'm not really party to it, but I have thought about it. He came on the platform in 2015, Elvis Travels, and I'm not no way bashing. This is just reality, and I wish everybody well and has success in life. But came on and saw how easy it was to raise money for Amanda May to get an RV. It just struck him. He knew, he was an early one that knew the power of the word. And he grabbed that like a wild horse with the bit in its mouth and just took off. Because he realized that far from being in your own neighborhood or your own job site, hey man, can you give me 20 bucks or 10 bucks or 50 bucks or $100 or a Normat, $500 in a night or whatever. No, it doesn't happen in real life. It only happens in this kind of world. Right? And oh brother, that drives some people off the rail to destruction. How you doing, Jen? How you doing, honey? I'm glad. Hope you're still staying safe. The leveraging power, that's why I've always said to myself about it. And I'm glad other people have it. Don't get me wrong. Merch, I have merch, but for subs and Patreons, and there's so many lures that are like booby traps to explode on and just take you out. And these are it makes people lose their mind and start to do things and plan things that they would never do in real life. Provided I had friends like Monkey Boy and Mr. Z, yeah, I met them through social media. But if I did have them, I'd still be going to Las Vegas and still doing the things that I'm doing. Some things I wouldn't do. I wouldn't have the tent on the back deck, but I would have a Christmas tree. In other words, not that much would be really different in my life, okay? So I still feel fairly, like the bumpers are still pulling me in the middle of the road. That's a good thing. Drama for a while took my so long and I'm so scared. Wow. Okay, well, sorry that happened. Hey, let it go. So as the years have gone by, and I've been here almost 8 complete years now, we're finally seeing the full fruition of the power of social media, not just to affect people that receive it like you guys, but people that create it. We're finally seeing the dramatic effect that it takes and has. In this one thing alone. And that's getting people to do things that they would normally not do within the scope of their own lives or their own conscience. And I think it's been a pretty wild thing to see. And it's led some people to destructions, terminations, because they just don't understand that this power, this leverage of social media is so intense that it's almost like giving children nitroglycerin to play with, or atomic, uranium to play with. Here, go make something and go have fun. I really wonder in the long run how many people really survived that experience. I've seen, the big critique channels. Some of these people get booted off, and the Hellraisers, the Leafies, and things. Would this person the same in real life? I don't know. I don't know. You're the one for survival. I ran up to Canada to thank Norman. When somebody gave the money that he gave, and I'm traveling anyway, I didn't get anything else out of Norm, nor was the expectation to. It was to stop, to pick up a gift, to give Norm F, which I gave, continue to talk to Norm F on the phone, and then meet other friends, Karen in Toronto, and enjoy, continue to look around. I did not immediately turn for home. I continued to explore Toronto. I went on to Buffalo, to Niagara Falls, and did great content. Met Bella Rose and her husband, and it was a fantastic trip. I saw a lot, I recorded a lot, but I was happy to say thank you. Right. But don't lose track of my point of doing things that you would not normally do, and more controversial, more intrusive than you would do. Fair point, I think so. That's the biggest thing I've seen, and it intensified with the pandemic. Because people had more and more time to turn to things like social media because they had more free time on their hands. Well, Monica, you hang in there. So, I'm not talking right or wrong, I'm just talking the power that's there. The power that's there. And how great that power can be. Like, I was so happy that we did our little thing for the mission, Redwood Gospel Mission, and then it went so well, I thought, better back way the hell off. Everybody's going to bankrupt themselves before Christmas. If I do 4 of these babies, it's going to, I had one wonderful gentleman kick $1,000 into debt, and I'm just like, wow, this is too much. It's over the top. And you got to back way off. You have to back way off, in my opinion. That's the power that's out there. It's like, it could be nuclear hot. think people understand what I'm saying. It can pull you pretty far afield. Things I've done is because I've met great people like CheapRvliving. Like, hey, you ever been to Mexico City? No. You want to go? Sure. You ever been to Acapulco? Well, I hear it's pretty rough there. It's violent. Level 4 State Department. Okay, I'm in. We see how wonderfully that turned out. But that's because of friends. Right? Mr. Z and Monkey Boy. CheapRvliving now meeting LD, DZ in Vegas. It's real life. It's rewarding. It's fun. Rewarding. Yeah, it's the Holy Land. You know, Julie, I had LD is Jewish, and he showed us all of his photographs of the month that he spent in Israel, all the way over on the West Bank. Some of the beautiful Israeli girls that he met. Things I found it very fascinating. The places that he went to. I think it's a fascinating place to visit. I think there's something for the soul in there, you know. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying today. It's not often I talk about things outside of just yucks and stuff, but it does seem like it's getting pretty wild out there. And again, I think the question to be asked, if it wasn't for views and subs and money, would you do the same thing? I think that's a really good question. I think that's a really good question. If you can say yes, then I think you're cool. If you say, I don't know, if I just hop on a plane here and there and just show up somewhere just because I had such a passion for something, I don't know. It's not for me to answer. It's for me to ask the question. But I am sad about Pansy, and now had to go to the hospital last night. Pansy's been such a kind person and non-controversial, and we're taking the genuine joy out of somebody now, and just took them and just beat them with a bat emotionally. Take away the community that she developed, and the sense and the love for wrestling and for Void wrestling. And, you know, I'm so thrilled to do her predictions and to do her College of Rock knowledge and things like that. And it's like, wow, what an emotional beating for what? It's like there's just people with zero conscience that just they're just totally in the grip of evil and the devil, and the forces of evil, and they don't even by the time they recognize it's too late. I think that's the worst thing, not that people don't answer it, but just how it beats the spirit out of somebody and just takes their joy for what they were doing away from them. And if that gives you a sense of accomplishment and happiness, and you feel like you've righted the world, or you've leveled some wrong, you've been a social justice warrior or whatever, good for you. That's somebody who's not done a bit of harm except just want to be joyful, come on and have a good time. And enjoy. That really struck me today. I wasn't there last night. I didn't hear about it until this morning. So I hope Al's okay. pretty fragile. Having responsibility for somebody that has severe health problems besides her own, battling cancer and whew, that's a lot on the plate, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot on the plate. So now to take that bat and just emotionally beat her to remove what joy she did have in her life. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I always say, oh, I hope you don't go or whatever, but it's not my call. Right? How you doing, German lady? Yeah, I don't call it a WAS SWAT. I don't think people here really do SWATs. I don't know. But she was very emotionally affected by what occurred. So I think the question is, you ask yourself, and I ask myself when somebody asks me, would you do the same things if there was no social media? And my answer was, well, if I had the same people in my life, in real life, yeah, I'd still be hauling off my ass to Vegas and traveling to Mexico City, and a place like that, San Diego, hanging out with Tara. Yeah, I would do pretty much the same damn thing I do. I might not put a tent up on the back deck. Probably wouldn't have Rancho Kitchen Stadium. But these aren't bad things. These are not bad things. These are not things that can be questioned in terms of being negative things. But if you start to mold your life strictly for social media, what you perceive the rewards will be, then I think that's a very slippery slope. So once Shakespeare, to thine own self be true. I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. I know Al is very sick. What my big concern was, I saw Pansy's stream and I thought, oh God, I hope she's not going to tell me Al passed away last night. She doesn't have a ton in her life, you know. Simple life. I hope that she'll be okay. Love you, Pansy. She is having a Christmas show today. Her and Jen and Jen's husband did. Took a lot of time to put together a Christmas College of Rock Knowledge show. Maybe you guys will catch that and support her. I wouldn't say I'm stressed out. I'm pretty happy and relaxed after coming back from Vegas. A hell of a time. I didn't even complain about the cold. It was the coldest trip I ever had. Nice to see you, Sister Earth. Quite the opposite of being stressed out. I've never been more relaxed in my life. Looking forward to more company coming tomorrow with Diane. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I just wanted to relay that experience of something that somebody asked me. I think that's a really good question. Might help to reground it. Have good thought about stuff. I have no idea. I've not seen nor heard of Ellie in years. I think she had her fill of YouTube and Hangouts and all that. I think she didn't like the path that she was going down. And I think she just made the decision to pull away from it and do her own thing. Hey, how you doing, Elmer? Something to think about once in a while. Just that question, I think it's probably the most important question you can ask yourself if you're a content creator is that question today. Yeah, parrot cage. So I'm gonna close it out. It's been an hour. It's a brief message. Pass it, share it, and see what you think about it. It's one thing to have a passion in life. It's another thing to have a passion for social media. And here, I think the two get sadly confused sometimes. On that note, I want to thank you for being here. I just wanted to check in this morning. Thank you for watching the streams and the content. I have food content coming up. I will be live this afternoon with our usual good times. And I want to thank you for your presence here today and your thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful